All right, so now let's talk about the statement of purpose. I'm going to spend more time on this because it is, I would say, the single most important part of your graduate application. Let's start by talking about what the statement of purpose is not. It is not a personal statement. It is not, once upon a time when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a chemist just like my grandfather. That is not what the statement of purpose is. Rather, the statement of purpose is a statement of your intentions in graduate school, okay? It is what you are, your statement of what research area you want to focus on in this graduate program, and maybe how you intend to use the graduate degree later on. It is where you show us why you are the right fit for this program, and where you show us that you have done your research so that you know that this is the right program for you. All right, and that means that it is mostly future oriented. The biggest mistake I see people making on their statements of purpose is talking all about things they've already done. We don't need you to repeat what you've already done because we have that information from your CV, from your letters of recommendation, from your application form. The statement of purpose is your only chance to tell us about what you will do in the future. So it should be mostly future oriented. This is your only chance to tell us what you are going to do in the graduate program. So here's one possible outline. Now, just to orient people, you might start with 1/3 of the it's usually a one-page single space statement. And 1/3 of that might be, just as a reminder, here's what I've already done, here's why I'm qualified for your program. But then 1/3, this is what I'm going to focus on in graduate school. This is my intended research focus. Might be what I'm writing my thesis or dissertation on. And then 1/3, so 1/3 plans for beyond the degree. So 1/3 is I've already done an internship with this aid group. 1/3 is in graduate school, I'm going to focus on migration and asylum policies in Southern Europe. And 1/3 is, and then later I intend to pursue a career in human rights with an international organization. If you're doing a PhD, you might not need to dedicate a full 1/3 of your statement to the plans for beyond the degree, because you might be able to just say in one sentence, and later I will pursue and later I will seek a tenure track academic position at a university. So then you could spend 2/3 of your statement talking about your plans for graduate school and your plans for your dissertation. In your statement, please be as specific as possible. Don't tell me that you want to focus on Italian history. Italian history is huge, right? Instead, tell me that you want to focus on mid-20th century gender relations in Italy and how they changed from the 1950s to the 1960s. That's much more specific and much more convincing. I can tell that you have put thought into why you're doing a graduate degree, what you want to focus on in the graduate degree, and maybe then why this is the right program for you. Be as specific as possible with your research plans. On the flip side of that though, don't worry, this is not a contract. You are not committing yourself to actually do the dissertation that you propose in your statement of purpose. If in your application you say you're interested in mid-20th century gender relations in Italy and how they evolved from the 1950s to the 1960s, and then 3 years later you actually decide you're going to do your dissertation on late 20th century gender relations in France, that's perfectly fine. We understand that your interests will evolve while you are in graduate school. So this is not a contract. You're not committing yourself to do exactly what you propose, but you do need to be specific enough that we can tell that you have put some thought into this. All right, in your application, please follow all the instructions carefully. Read all the instructions on the individual graduate programs website and read all the instructions on the graduate school as a whole's website and follow them carefully. Provide all necessary materials. Don't leave anything out that we ask for. Please proofread. And I would like to leave you with the thought, name the correct school. At Georgetown, we get great statements of purpose. They're doing a great job of talking about what they're going to focus on for their master's thesis. And then they talk about how excited they are to join Johns Hopkins University. We are not Johns Hopkins, we are Georgetown. and that does not reflect well on you. It happens, but double check that you have uploaded the correct statement for the correct school. We know you're applying to multiple schools, that's fine, but make sure that you upload the right statement.